Anyway, guys, here we are once again on my friend's pilfered scooter. Well, he's not pilfered. He's just borrowing it. He's gonna, I'm sure he'll return it once he's done. He'll just take that chip that he ordered online out of it, off the eBay and whatever. Anyway, he's just letting me borrow it so I can make these obnoxious videos. So today I'm going to show you a little project I've been engaged in for about the past, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, give or take. I've just been, planting trees, sometimes with permission, mostly without, because the city I live in kind of dropped the ball so hard on their public beautification efforts. You know, I kind of like seeing trees. Makes the nausea a little bit easier to deal with. Makes the turd of life in modern society easier to swallow. You know, helps it go down easier. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing over here the last couple years planting trees around this up here. Anyway, so I had to go stop at the taco truck and get a burrito, but I'm back now. So anyway, you can see this is where the double-decker freeway used to be that fell down in 1989. Just imagine, about an 80-foot tall, just entirely concrete covered in particulate exhaust. Pretty bleak. Again, it collapsed, killed about 40 or 45 people in it. Anyways, it's completely sealed off the neighborhood, but that's gone now, so they put this little park in there. And the city planted well, it was so good of a job, they planted a lot of these roses, which are dying, and they planted a bunch of trees that are native to the East Coast, where you get summer rain. We don't get that here, of course, so a lot of them just kind of look like shit. There you go. The landscaping over there, you can see the homeless have had to set up camp over there because they got nowhere else to go. Get some mulch piles getting dumped. That's actually pretty good. That over there is, let's see, I did a bunch of illegal tree planting. That's one of mine. And then, of course, these are a couple of mine as well. Grew these both from seed. You got a Tecate cypress, a Santa Cruz cypress, and a Guadalupe cypress. That over there is a lodgepole pine. I tend to use the cypresses because they do pretty well with the summer dry. So, as long as you plant them in the winter wet season, they'll make it through the summer okay, and then just kind of go dormant in the summer and they start growing again once it rains. Let's hope it does rain. Over here, you got some Coast Live Oaks, Quercus agrifolia. Grew these bastards from seed too, from acorns again. Planted without any permission, but they seem to be doing fine. Again, the city kind of dropped the ball, so I don't think they mind too much. Most of what they planted has died, or is, like take for instance that magnolia. Over there, you got a Japanese maple, which is kind of a horrible spot for it. Again, these are from a lot of Japanese maples are from almost landscapes that almost resemble temperate rainforests in Japan. They don't do very well in an area where it doesn't rain during the brutal heat of the summer. Well, it doesn't get brutal here, it's Oakland, but you get the point. But the important thing to do here, though, if you do want to start doing this, is you got to mulch. Mulching is very important. That's why I get the tree companies to dump the mulch. Again, it often tends to be, well, the whole concept of legality doesn't matter so much. It's intention. And as long as you know what you're doing, and if, anyway, let's not get into that. But the important thing, though, is this mulch breaks down, okay, and it builds soil. You got to remember, there was a double-decker freeway here. This was all this compacted concrete shit. I've dug in this soil. I've probably dug over 1,000 holes in this soil, all up and down this whole fucking parkway, because I've been doing this for a while, and the soil is shit quality. You need a pickaxe in some cases. So the best thing to do in that case, when you're digging a hole, in the winter, you just chop it up a little bit with a pickaxe. Dig. I don't use a spade-shaped shovel. I use a trenching shovel. It's a little narrower, gets a little bit more of a dig in there. And then you got to just dump the mulch. And not a thin layer. Don't be chintzy with it. You need at least 8 inches to a foot of mulch. That'll break down, by the action of the microbes and the fungi in the soil and what the shit. That'll break down to at least a quarter of that depth. So if you got a foot, it'll end up being, 3 inches by the end of the season once it's been wet and the soil's broken down. The mulch is integral to rehabbing the soil. You get the fungi in there. You get all kinds of microbial life. It enriches the soil. You don't got to use pesticides, shit like that, Roundup. The lazy bastards were coming through here. They got the contractors coming through, and they would just spray Roundup, which of course kills the weeds, but it kills everything else. So I just told them to, get the fuck out of here. Don't be spraying Roundup. I asked them nicely. I wasn't a prick about it. And so then I started doing this. There's a couple more of my little guys. It's a Tecate cypress planted those last winter. Here's Lavatera, Sargenta Flora. Is it a Flora or Folia? I always fuck that up. You get the point. Anyway, a Channel Island Mallow, a couple of agaves, they tend to do pretty good. Another Quercus agrifolia, as long as it can weather that dry summer. These are the Tecate cypress, which is doing very good. And of course, these are just the tacky roses, which look like shit for about 3/4 of the year. But then once in the spring, once they get some water, they do get some flowers on them. But anyway, everything's just dependent on your region. You know, I'm in coastal California. It's a little bit different here. You know, if you're in upstate New York, you're going to have different planting regimes. You're going to have different species. You're going to obviously have summer rain. You're going to have to worry about a little bit different things than I do. But regardless, the mulch is important. Choosing your site is important. Staking it, protecting it from dogs and drunks and people pissing on it, dogs pissing on it. You know, and then of course take into account who's going to be pissed off by what you do. A lot of people have nothing better to do, so they worry about shit that doesn't affect them. You're not going to change them, but you should try to do outreach if possible. Talk to them, etc. You're going to lose a couple. That's just the way it goes. You know, I'll grow. That's why I'll grow. You know, 100 a day. I don't grow too much anymore. But back when I used to, I'd grow 100 seedlings. Expect to lose half of them. You just got to keep doing it. Yeah, if you end up with a surplus, you just give them away to people at the end of the season. Okay, so everything here is mine except for this oak tree and these tacky rose bushes. So you know, again, what you got to do, you got to mulch. You got to also dig down into that soil. See what the soil looks like down there. How you might have really good soil. You might have fast draining, rich, humusy soil. You also might have rocky bullshit like we got here. If that's the case, good thing to do is dig some holes and just take some compost. Real nasty compost with a bunch of worms in it that smells like hell but is rich in nutrients. Throw that in the holes, and the worms will, of course, you know, dig through the soil, break up all the rocky shit. You got to make sure, you know, you got some organic material in there too. Of course, since I did put the compost in there, apparently I'd eaten a squash at some point, and there were some squash seeds in the compost. So you got to squash it, you know, volunteering right there. Overall, though, I mean, it works out pretty good. You got some salvia over there. You got the Corinto Vermonti. That's a hybrid. All horticultural shit. Not necessarily native, but again, we're in a big urban toilet, so it doesn't matter too much. As long as it's not invasive. There's a big difference between non-native and non-native and invasive. And moving right along. It looks like someone's taking a mulch. That's good. So anyway, here we go. There's a Guadalupe cypress. That's actually a critically endangered plant. And that is a tree grown from seed that was collected on the island, Guadalupe Island, off the coast of Baja, California. Again, mulch piles, very important. A lot of tree companies are just willing to get rid of their mulch piles for free. They're really important. It's an appropriated scooter. I like to think of it as for sharing. It's very convenient. Over here you got some, got another cypress, some squashes, and of course this rugosa, Mexican oak. They don't do too well here though, because they need the wet summers. And then right here, you know, you got, well, first off, you got the coast redwoods. They're dying. They look like shit. I think because they got the saline irrigation water here. And, you know, redwoods, there's a reason they only occur naturally within a narrow band, you know, within a mile of the coast in montane areas where the fog can accumulate close to the Pacific Ocean. They don't do too well anyway. You see them planted in the Central Valley. They look like shit. Right over there, you got the relative of the dreaded London plane tree. It's the California sycamore, Platanus racemosa, easily one of our fastest growing trees in California. Now, of course, speed of growth is going to be an important thing to think about if you're planting illegally. The faster this gets big, the less you got to worry about somebody destroying it. Most people will not consciously try to destroy things you plant. Of course, people are generally assholes. You'll never go wrong overestimating their stupidity or maliciousness, but most people, it seems, don't bother, or they kind of appreciate what you do. It just depends. So you want things that grow pretty fast. You don't want something that's going to take 10 years to get 4 feet tall. Growth rates matter. It's a California sycamore that does real good. Again, it grows in dry, seasonally wet arroyos, so it can dry out. It can take these dry summers. You get another Guadalupe cypress, and just behind it, you got a Santa Cruz cypress. And you can see all the ceanothus that the city plant that died. I think because they stopped irrigating it. And you got another one of my I just planted that guy a year or two ago. This is the Tecate cypress, you know, grown from seed. Now, the thing you got to focus on here, though, you see, it's all gonna. It just depends. What species you grow is going to depend entirely on, you know, what region you live in. I like cypresses because they work for me. you know, because they can take those dry summers pretty good. But again, not everything, you know, and it's going to be different. If you live in an area with really cold winters and wet summers, you're going to have to just trial and error. That's what you got to do. Look it up, see what does well. And also, the smaller you plant, the easier it's going to get established. If you're planting real big shit, it's going to take longer to get established. Those roots got to get chopped up, you know, every time, you know, you plant something. So if you're just planting little guys in 1 gallon pots, you don't have to fuck with the roots too much. Whereas if you're planting the big stuff, especially, this is what people don't get about landscaping, like these guys right here, these are, well, first off, they're not native chestnuts, they're native to areas in the eastern U.S. with summer rain, so they look like shit. But also, these have been here since I moved there 15 years ago, and they haven't grown maybe more than a couple feet. And it's because they planted them very large, and so they dug them out of the ground, the tree farm, and they severed all the roots, fucked up all the roots. Probably spent the first 3 or 4 years in shock, didn't grow. Let's see what else we got. Oh, now this is important here. Look at what shit this soil looks like. There's absolutely, it seems like nothing, no organic material in it. It's just very rocky, barren, dry. Now, this is something I haven't got to yet. If I could, I would have them do a giant mulch drop here and then just spread it out. You know, because this could use about a foot deep of mulch. You know, within 4 months, it would break down to about a quarter of that depth. And then it would, of course, enrich the soil, especially if you get some worms and other microbial activity, you know, breaking down that mulch. Mulch also prevents the sun from heating up the soil, and it keeps moisture inside that soil, you know, so it prevents the bare ground from just evaporating all its moisture so quick. Okay, so real nice quick, you can see what they did here. I don't know what they were thinking. Some nice concrete bleak architecture. You can see all the trees that are planted here are in various stages of death. You know, many have already died. I'd say at least half have already died over there. I don't know why they chose this concrete planter thing. Apparently it didn't work too well for them. Again, oh, that tree's already a goner. Look, the bark's peeling off. So this is, you know, shit like this is why I kind of started doing my thing here. Yeah, I guess I kind of ran out of space in my own garden, so I needed a place to plant a lot of this stuff. Oh, you know what? All these are dead. It's not even, I thought there was maybe one, but no, these are all dead. Look at that. So anyway, you can see again, the city dropped the ball. This must have cost, you know, at least upwards of $2 million when they planted all this stuff. And again, a lot of it just looks like shit. They dropped the ball. You know, probably somebody's friend got a nice hand-me, like, nice kick down from the contract that got passed at you know, in terms of planting and maintaining all this shit. They obviously don't do a very good job, but, you know, whatever. A lot of the people that are in charge of stuff around Oakland don't actually live here. But moving right along, let's go see what else we got. Oh, this is nice. I haven't been here in a minute. Anyway, so that's another Guadalupe cypress. That one's seed grown by me. It's about, it's probably 7 years old, maybe. Back there, behind it, you got the cottage cypress, and you got another pine behind it you can't see. And there's a little dying scrub oak right there. And I think behind it, you got a baker cypress. Anyway, like I said, the cypresses do very well here. They're pretty low maintenance once you get them going, and they're native, so you can't complain too much. They're not going to break loose or get invasive or nothing like that. Just, you know, whatever you decide to plant, and I fucking hope you do, is going to be entirely dependent on your region and what's native there. What is it going to prove to be a horticultural atrocity or overly invasive? But you certainly should do this. I mean, just read about it, just trial and error. You know, you're going to fuck up a couple times. It's okay. Some shit dies. Whatever. You learn from it. You just got to think about what you're doing and see what works and what doesn't. Oh, this spot over here is one of my favorites. This is real nice. This is one of mine. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Anyway, so this was, you know, heavily neglected area, and they didn't, you know, I don't know what someone came through, planted a couple of these, like they're either yuccas or it's New Zealand yucca. I forget the name of it. Anyway, whatever. They kind of overdid it with the fucking yuccas. It doesn't matter, at least it's something. So you got this is the Ericaceatus arbutus bonito, it looks like, which is the Mediterranean madrone. That was here. These depressing formiums were here. And what else? I think this was a volunteer. This toyon, this is a native. This is just a volunteer. The birds eat the berry shit out. This is what Hollywood was named after. Except the berries are normally red. You can see this rose family, of course, so it's got that dentate leaf margin. Yeah, but let's not focus on it. The important thing is that this was a prime spot because it was so heavily neglected for me to do my thing and plant a lot of these trees, which I did. This is a Tecate cypress, relatively rare one from Southern California. Only 5 populations left in the United States, many of them threatened. They need wildfire, but it can't happen too frequently. They got to get enough time in between fires to produce their cones, which look like little soccer balls are up there. And look at that, they get that beautiful red bark, the peeling bark. You know, oh, look at you, peel that shit back and you can see the nice red color. Lemon scented foliage, looks like a juniper, but it's not. It smells real nice. Over here you got a similar look-alike. This is the endangered Guadalupe cypress. I came across seed of this. This only grows on Guadalupe Island off the coast of Baja, California. Grew these back through some seed, I would say probably 8 or 9 years ago. And I just put them in a little 1 gallon or 2 gallon container, got them up to about yay high, you know. And you don't want to get them, you don't want to leave them in a pot and they get too bigger than that. You want to plant them by the time they're about 2 or 3 feet tall. Stuck it in the ground right there. I had a stake around it and planted it in the winter wet season. It does fine now. It's fucking 20 feet tall. This guy over there, it's a Sergeant cypress. This in the wild only grows on serpentine, but they do fine off of serpentine. I think they're mostly stuck on the serpentine, which is a very weird ultramafic rock that we get in California. It's a very fascinating geological phenomenon accreted to the slab, to the edge of the continent by a subduction zone, which of course there was a subduction zone off the coast of California before the San Andreas Fault was created roughly 30 million years ago. But so this only grows on serpentine. Again, Sergeant cypress, formerly Cupressus sargentii, now it's Asperocyprus sargentii, after the molecular phylogenetics and what they shift. And this over here is Santa Cruz cypress. This specific individual is from Butano Ridge population. It's actually a subspecies of Santa Cruz cypress, and it's the only spot in the world that grows on Butano Ridge. Real pain in the ass to get there. It's about a 15-mile round trip hike, bushwhacking through shit. You know, you drag people with you, they start complaining. You know, easily a quarter of the way into the hike because most of it's uphill. And what do we got down here? I think down here we got another Sergeant cypress. Again, everything here was just, as long as you plant it in the winter, it's good. And again, that's not universal, it just depends where you are. This has got a nice fruit to it. There was that gentleman down there, he was living under here, but then part of it started to fall down. He still got some of his stuff stored in the tree over there. He's like shaving his bunions off or something, poor guy. Anyway, so this is, you get the Sergeant cypress looking real nice, and then there was another one over there that fell over. Actually, I think somebody drove drunk into it and knocked it over. And then, of course, Agave Americana, just for shits and giggles. I had a couple of these laying around, went and threw them in the yard, in the ground. You know, I took them out the yard, threw them in the ground. These bastards are great plants. You know, don't take them for granted. They really, you can see it's already sending out clones and pups from the side. They grow fast as hell, and then, of course, they're monocarpic, so they flower once and die, and at the end of their season, you know, they send up a fucking 30-foot tall inflorescence with a bunch of flowers up top, and then that plant dies, and that's why it puffs, you know. So this is an adaptation to being monocarpic. That's why many agaves, not all, but many, do that. They send out side clones, little puffs, you know. Yeah, see, this is where somebody was driving drunk. It took me a minute. I got pissed off for a minute, but then I realized it was just a drunk driver. I thought it was intentional at first, but somebody was driving drunk, probably 2 or 3 in the morning. They came through and it plowed over a bunch of this shit and then knocked the tree over and it died. But that's okay. That's fine. It was falling over anyway, so there'll be more. I got more of those. Remember, you can't get discouraged when your shit dies. You just got to grow more of it. You know, be like the case of lice in a kindergarten class that you wish you could be. You know, you're very hard to get rid of. You know, you just keep doing your thing or whatever. Here's a coast redwood I planted. This guy's probably fucked because they don't do too well. Got to make sure someone's not stealing my friend's scooter, which he stole in the first place. Anyway, so this is the coast redwood. This is not going to do too well. It gets wet here. The drainage isn't too good, so it's got that going for it because they do like the moisture, but again, it's just too hot. Oh, you know what? This is an actual yucca. It's not the New Zealand one. It's an actual yucca. That's nice. You know, they went a little overboard and planted about 25 or 30. There was another guerrilla gardener. I hate that term, but that's what you call them, I guess. That's what people come up with. People know what you're talking about. Another coast live oak, somebody planted this. So a bunch of people have just been been planting stuff, you know. I don't know if they just saw me doing it or what. I don't give a shit. I'm glad, you know. I like people planting as long as it's not invasive or too tacky, you know. Like say those eucalyptus which are out of place and getting out of control. Anyway, I'll show you a couple more things. I gotta wrap this up. Oh yeah, see this one died. It's the Quercus rugosa, wonderful tree, common in the cloud forests of Mexico, and they get fucking massive. But apparently, since the rain regime is completely different down in Mexico, they get winter dry, summer wet. We of course get winter wet, summer dry. This died, it just didn't get enough water. Also, the soil kind of looks like shit that's going on. They could use some mulch. But down here, though, you got a native species, native to the Sierra Nevada mountains, and it ranges on up into Idaho. This is Calocedrus the curry. Cedar, same family as redwoods and juniper. This is doing all right. Again, started this from seed about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. I got some of the old netting right there still to protect it, so that semi-conscious contractors don't destroy it needlessly. That shit's not coming out. I'm stuck in the roof. Anyway, so these do pretty good, and they can tolerate the pollution and whatnot pretty well. Anyway, so I gotta get off this scooter now. It's kind of embarrassing to be seen on. You know, I used to feel a little bit worse riding it. I didn't really want to be seen on it, but then I was out late at night on it, and I saw a couple other people riding it around, and they were also they seemed to be engaged in criminal activity. So in a way, it kind of legitimized it for me. We gave each other the nod. This is probably at about 1 a.m. You know, so anyway, if you do want to get involved in doing the illegal planting, just unauthorized planting, you're helping out. I encourage you to do so. You know, obviously making green things around brightens any landscape, which in most cases in the United States, at least in the metropolitan United States today, is very bleak. You know, you're just kind of supposed to expect it to, you just expect it to work and die, and maybe buy some shit you don't need in between. So, you know, get yourself a hobby, learn a couple of things, be nice to other people, and learn to grow some shit. You can plant that out. Again, it just depends where you're coming from. If you're gonna get soil, don't buy the soil. All right, find a way to get it on the cheap. You can buy it in bulk, or you can go. If you find like a place where they dump mulch on the bottom, if a mulch pile has been there for a long time, get the stuff from the bottom of it, you know, and you can mix that with some perlite or pumice rock. You know, that's basically all that most soil is anyway. If you buy it at the store, it's just decomposed wood, decomposed cellulose with some organic matter, worm castings, and then something to increase drainage, like pumice rock or perlite, etc. And with the shit. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I'm gonna get off this scooter before somebody sees me and kicks my ass for riding it. All right, have a good day. Go fuck yourself. Bye.